What's up, guys? It is Friday, March 14th, 2025. Happy Friday, guys. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 887,844. TikTok next block. As you guys can see, the fees are very, very low. So this is a great day to move your Bitcoin. And I want to welcome all you guys to my channel. My name is Jerry from Jerry Loves Freedom. I live in Las Vegas right now, and I have been stacking Bitcoin for about a little over 4 years. I used to be a precious metal stacker, and I really enjoy Bitcoin. I'm really very, very glad I found it. But I'm very happy, man. I'm very happy. I'm bringing back Bitcoin numbers and news right here. I have. I'm gonna do this without any editing here. Bitcoin numbers and news, number 13. Bitcoin is taking over the world. And it is, guys. Adoption rate is crazy, absolutely crazy. And I'm just so glad to be a part of it, man. Part of it. It's great. So, real quick, guys, the big news today obviously is the government didn't shut down today, which is great. That's part of Bitcoin too, because again, if the government would have shut down, I don't think I would have got paid because I get a government check, and there's a lot of people that get government checks. So it says here that let me see that the Senate passes, and that I believe it was 10 Democrats voted for it because Chuck Schumer said it. So that's good. So no government shutdown because that would have made the Democrats look really, really bad, and a lot of people wouldn't have got paid. And right here, this is what Doge has got going on. Excuse me, the Department of Government Efficiency. Right now, this is a historic day. According to the debt clock, they have saved over $200 billion from taxpayers, and as you can see, it shows $1,800 about savings per citizen, and that's good. But speaking of Doge, guys, I want to show you. This is why I say the Democrats are hypocritical. This is Barack Obama during his presidency. Because again, the government, the Democrats are against Doge for some reason, but for some reason they were with it a few years ago. Here's great Barack Obama, or the great Barack Obama back then. I thought he was great. And Joe Biden talking about cutting government spending. Take a look.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of, even if we didn't have a deficit.
That sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? My goodness, man. This is when the Democrats were okay in the 90s, 80s, early 2000s. But they just went, the left, the progressives took over the party.
Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big, but no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as families are living within their means, government should too. Did you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble made up of forest rangers? They're called the Fiddlin' Foresters. I'll put their music on my iPod, but I'm not paying for their website. And there are hundreds of similar sites that we should consolidate or just get rid of. By the way, you're not only paying for websites no one needs, you're paying for thousands of buildings all across the country no one uses. For the last decade, the government's owned a massive and completely empty warehouse in the middle of Brooklyn, for example. Now, the government hadn't been able to sell this building and others like it because of red tape and Washington politics that held things up for years. But we're finally cutting through all that and plan to get rid of these buildings in the months ahead. We need to step up our...
They never did, by the way. Government's even more bloated, and even more stupid stuff that's in there. But again, they were talking a good game and they wanted to do it. But again, when Trump comes in and Elon Musk does it, it's a bad thing.
game. We need to go after every dime. We need to make government work for you. That's why, starting today, I've asked the Vice President to lead a renewed effort to hunt down misspent tax dollars in every agency and department of this government. We're calling it the Campaign to Cut Waste, and I know Joe's the right man to lead it, because nobody messes with Joe.
There's a new standard by which the government...
Oh my God, this is so funny. I mean, is this real life, guys? I mean, this is funny. because Joe Biden, quote unquote, Joe Biden, he expanded the deficit more than anybody else in national debt, and the government spending was out of control with him. So this is just funny, man. This is again, these Democrats are they forget that everything they've said and done is on tape. It's on video, man.
There's a new standard by which the government is going to function from this point on. The American people are entitled to transparency. Look, a lot of this depends on new, sophisticated methods, but it also, we know, depends on relentless focus on making this a priority. Focus that can't be delegated. We're holding ourselves accountable, and we're deeply committed and focused on making government function better. We're not just eliminating fraud and waste. We hope to be instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue. We're going to give you the government you expect and deserve.
The hypocrisy is palpable with these people, man. It's so funny. Anyways, back to Bitcoin news. As you guys can see, we are going up and up and up, guys. We're at where are we at? 84,000 and some change. 84,200 and something dollars, which is pretty good. I don't like it when it goes this high, but hey, it is what it is. We're going high. And I'm going to show you this chart right here. This is from CoinGlass. This is showing the sales chart where it's showing people buying and selling on the exchange, this green and red over here. And then the numbers on the left will show you how many Bitcoin they have at a specific price. Because again, Bitcoin's price is based on supply and demand of the price that's there available, right? So total Bitcoin, as you can see right here, is 500 something, 600 something at this price. But the higher the price goes, the lower it goes. So that's a very interesting chart. And as we know, the reason why we talk about it is because Bitcoin is the best money. It's the best way to save and the only way to save. You didn't see my video yesterday. I talked about that. And if you look at these indicators right here compared to cash and gold and real estate and stuff like that, Bitcoin beats them all, guys. We know that. It's great. And now, because Bitcoin's price went quote unquote up, we're getting less Satoshis. We're getting 1,187 Satoshis per dollar, which is still pretty good, right? It's not bad. Anything over 1,000 is a steal. And as you see right here, our market cap is 1.67 trillion. We have a bright light here coming up, guys. So dim your screens. This right here is the market cap, total asset by market cap. And Bitcoin is number 9, like we said, $1.67 trillion. We were at like number 7, but of course we fell down, and silver and gold have been going up. And as you can see, gold hit over the $20 trillion mark. And today, I think they broke a record. They hit over $3,000 an ounce. So that's good for gold. But again, everything gold does, Bitcoin is coming right behind it because, again, it's even better money. This right here, guys, is bitcoinsperperson.com. This shows you what your fair share could be, right? So if everything's evenly, which is not, Bitcoin and Satoshi's distributed evenly, you can get yourself 244,724. If you get that, you get your fair share. And they do that by showing you how many Bitcoins there are versus how many people there are. And right here it says, given that a Bitcoin currently costs 84,000, there are only enough Bitcoins for every person to have $206 worth. If Bitcoins were distributed using the current global distribution of wealth, 99.9% of people would have about $39 worth of Bitcoin. And people in the top 0.001% would have 0.73 Bitcoin each. So in other words, long story short, get your fair share, man. And like the great Satoshi Nakamoto says, it might make sense just to get some in case it catches on. If enough people think the same way, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Absolutely, Mr. Satoshi or Mr. Nakamoto. And then this right here shows you the distribution or the rich list right here of how many wallets there are that have a certain amount of Bitcoin or addresses, right? And we all know that certain people have 3, 4 different addresses, but see where you're at. If you're having, this many Satoshis or that many Satoshis, try to move yourself up and try to get, here or there or wherever you at. If you're right here between 1 and 10, you're cooking with grease, man. Fish grease. And there's 842,847 um or yeah, 842,847 addresses with 1 to 10 uh Bitcoin. And as you could see, the more Bitcoins there are, the less addresses there are. So you're becoming more rare and rare and rare. And just make sure you move yourself up and just take a look at this. This is rich list. This is pretty cool. So, and then this right here is a visual representation of this. And this is why I tell you guys to make sure that you don't sell your Bitcoin, right? Because about 70% of the Bitcoin, 69.4% of it to be exact, are owned by us, the plebs, right? And the only way the governments, the ETFs, which we'll get into later, these big businesses and stuff like that are going to get our Bitcoin is if we sell it to them, right? And we don't want to do that. We want to sell it within each other. And I'll tell you about that. I'll show you a way we can do that later on. So that's pretty cool. And then this right here, guys, I love showing this. This is from Wicked Smart Bitcoin. This is epoch number 7 in the year 2035. And 99% of the Bitcoin will be mined then. Okay. About just under the 21 million Bitcoin. Because again, the last 1% of it, because there's 33 epochs total, and 3/4 of the way through epoch 7, we'll be at 99%. Right. So we'll have what? 20 something epochs left in the next 103, 105 years about to get that last 1%. So this is why I tell people this is my plan, right? Future supply. As of my birthday, January 19th, 2035, I'll be 60 years old that day. 99% of the Bitcoin will be mine. So that's my plan so far, to stack as hard as I can until that day. And I suggest you guys do the same thing because, again, this is the digital gold rush right there. All right, guys, I found this the other day. I found this on a channel where it teaches you about Bitcoin, Plan B Network. And it's like a school, right? And it's got a lot of good things on here, man. A lot of good stuff. Got courses, Bitcoin, businesses, stuff like that. Some of them are free and some of them are paid. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good tool for new Bitcoiners and even some veterans of Bitcoin. All right, guys, we got a bright light. And speaking of selling Bitcoin to ourselves, I'd like to invite you guys to join me in my Discord on Signal right here. Just download Signal to your phone. It's a private app that you can text and stuff like that. And this is my group, the Bitcoiners for Freedom. I invite you guys to come on here. It's kind of like the Orange Pill app where we can talk to each other from all over the country and all over the world and just help each other and build a community so we can buy and sell from each other. Satoshis if you need to. Again, don't sell back to the exchanges. We need a good system here within each other, an ecosystem. Also, we can trade ideas and stuff like that. I'll be a part of this too, so you guys can ask me some questions. Excuse me. I plan on being a Bitcoin giving Bitcoin consultation. This is bad when you're not editing. Sorry, guys. And since I've been doing this for over 4 years now, I've done a whole cycle. I'll be bringing my expertise, the little I have, to help people. So if you guys want to get in contact with me for a one-on-one, we can. But again, I'll be on here, and maybe I'll give you guys some videos on here too that is not on my channel. So go ahead and leave me a comment or leave me an email at jerrylovesfreedom@gmail.com. That way you can join. It's only $1 a month every first of the month. It's a lot cheaper than any other things, but we can build this stuff up. And I want to get 100 people in this group. I got a few people in there now, but I want to keep growing it so we can get more Bitcoiners together. Okay, guys, this is timechainstats.com. This is probably my number one source to get a lot of information about what's going on with Bitcoin. You can see all these numbers, indicators. You can see dashboard, network, mining, market, charts, resources, stocks versus Bitcoin. I like the dashboard because it shows the hash rate over here. Then it shows the fees versus subsidy, stuff like that. Shows you everything you need. You go here, you get everything you need. I really, really like it. This is another good one right here, timechaincalendar.com. Let me update it real quick. I think we're at the right plug. Yeah, 887,846. And this shows you some good indicators too. So I'll leave all the links to these in the description box so you can check them out. Put them on your dashboard and learn about this stuff. Because again, I told you guys to study Bitcoin. And in my personal opinion, this is the best way to do it. All right, guys, we got another bright light here. All right, this is the Fear and Greed Index. And yesterday we're in the 20s, and today we're at 46. So when it's down here in the red, orange, and the yellow and stuff like that, that is an indicator of people are fearful, and that's the best time to buy. So if you have some extra money, not financial advice, but if you have some extra cash, guys, I would suggest dumping it in here if you have it, if you have extra cash. And I think that's a good time to do that, because this is these prices, these $80-something thousand price per coin, after everything we're going through with all the adoption that I'll show you here later, this is a good buy. It really is. All right, guys, real quick, I want to ask you if you want to donate to the channel. Here's the ways you can do it. You could send me some sats during Lightning. I don't suggest you do it on chain, but if you have a big amount you want to do, like 100,000 or over, Paul, thank you so much, Paul. You could do an on chain here with this address, because you don't want your UTXOs to get big, too big. And I suggest you guys do it on Lightning. This is the best way to do it if you want to donate to the channel. Then if you want to do some dirty fiat, this is my Cash App, my Zelle, and my Venmo. And I really want to thank you guys so much for supporting me, and thank you ahead of time for your donations. Okay, this right here is the Bitcoin versus the other cryptocurrencies charts. And this is why, guys, I show you this stuff, because again, if you look at the Bitcoin market cap dominance in comparison to the other crap coins, it's at 62%. But that's not including, that's including Tether and everything else. And Tether is not a cryptocurrency. So really, the dominance is really probably 80%, 70%, 80%, or something like that. So again, Bitcoin is great. It's just so much better than this other stuff. This is the only one that doesn't have an owner. And if you're new to cryptocurrency, I'm not telling you what to do, but just look at it from a Bitcoin lens, study Bitcoin, and then look at the other stuff. Your portfolio, in my personal opinion, should be at least 90-something percent Bitcoin if you're going to have a crypto portfolio, because again, even Trump and the executive branch of the government is not buying any more crap coins, right? They're just putting it in a stockpile, and if they get some from confiscation and stuff like that, they'll put it in the stockpile. But Bitcoin is a standalone, is putting it in a reserve by itself. And this is why the great Michael Saylor and everybody else says there is no second best. And speaking about no second best, these are the exchanges that hold Bitcoin right now. And as you can see, they are, let's see, changing a little bit. Coinbase added some Bitcoin, 371. Binance sold off 1,889 Bitcoin, which is crazy. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at another screen. Trying to get it ready. You got Ethereum. Oh, sorry. You got Binance, Bitfinex, and everything else. This is bad when you don't edit. But right here is the kicker right here. Now this, let me see if I'm showing it. Okay, this right here shows you, and the yellow line is the price of Bitcoin, and then the green is the balance, right? And as you can see, the price has come down since over here it was in the hundreds something thousand, but down here we're at 84,000. And the lower the price goes, the more that's on the exchanges, and the higher the price goes, the less on the exchanges. So, yeah, you think when the price gets to 150,000, we're not going to be in a supply crunch? And this is why I tell you guys, keep your Bitcoin off the exchanges. Do not keep them in any of these exchanges up here. You use them to buy Bitcoin, but you don't keep them on the exchange. Okay. And speaking of exchanges, you can use my links at the bottom of the video. This is Bitcoin Well right here. I really like this one. This one will give you free tosses into the Bitcoin well so you can get some Satoshis. I believe if you put in $100 in your first deposit, you'll get uh, 5 free tosses. And each toss, the minimum I've ever seen is 210 Satoshi. So that's pretty good. And once you buy it, they immediately move it over to a wallet. So I would set up a Lightning wallet there, and then you can go ahead and use the Bitcoin well because, again, it's a Bitcoin only company. My second favorite one is Swan. If you join them using my code or my link, you'll get $10 of free Bitcoin, and also your first $10,000 of purchases are free. So that's great. But you should always have different exchanges, using exchanges, especially all Bitcoin, because again, all Bitcoin exchanges don't mess with any crap coins. So sign up with Bitcoin Well, sign up with Swan Force, get yourself $10 of free Satoshis in Bitcoin. You will also receive, again, 10,000 of free purchases of no fees on there, and you can get it going. It's a really good one. And after that, it's like a 1% fee, so that's good. But my absolute favorite is Strike. You guys know I love Strike. Strike has the lowest fees. I think it's 0.99% because there's always a little spread in the price. But every time I check it, after you use your 10,000 free of fees, of course, with Swan, you can use Strike and get the lowest fees, and then you can DCA. You can buy every hour on the hour like I do. This is my main one. Now, again, if something happens or if you need to buy something and let's just say you just can't for some reason. Again, we don't sell to exchanges. Even the Bitcoin exchange, we sell to each other. You can do that in my Discord using Signal. You want to have different options to buy, right? Especially if you want to smash buy. And if you don't have enough money in the other one or something like that, you can use either one of them. But again, I buy every hour on the hour. But how you really take advantage of it, you set up your DCA, your dollar cost averaging with Strike, buy every hour on the hour. I don't care how much you're going to buy. Even if you buy, $10 a week, divide it by 7 days, then divide that number by 24 hours. And then that's after the 7 days that you set up your DCA on the 8th day, there's no fees forever as long as you keep your DCA. So that's definitely a great thing. And thank you guys so much for signing up with my links. All right, guys, we got a bright light. All right, this right here is MicroStrategy and what they're doing and their holdings. And again, Mara's number 2 with 46,000 Bitcoin. But, the granddaddy of all companies and the most powerful company in the world is oh my God, is MicroStrategy or Strategy. 499,000 Bitcoin, not Satoshi's Bitcoin. I'd be happy if I just had that in Satoshi's. My goodness, man. And to put that in perspective real quick, and I'm not going to try to move this too fast because I don't want to mess anybody's eyes up. They have 500,000, and the U.S. government, try not to do it too fast. The U.S. government, in comparison, has 198,000, and they're not going to have that much for long because they have to give it back to Bitfinex customers that got screwed over. So they're going to lose about almost half of that, 95,000 of that. So we're really only going to have maybe 110, 112,000 after that, because I think the number is actually a little higher than that. It might be like 210, 212, something like that. But in comparison to MicroStrategy, was just a small little company. MicroStrategy has, even with this, before giving out to Bitfinex, they got 2.5 times more than the U.S. government. So, yeah, that's absolutely insane, guys. All right, let's take a look at the Bitcoin ETFs real quick. As you can see, BlackRock has 568,000. Now, again, they're not like MicroStrategy. They don't actually have it. Now, they do, hold it on Coinbase, just like MicroStrategy does. But these are the customers' Bitcoin, so it's a little different. Then you got slightly number two over Grayscale's Fidelity. They sold some yesterday at 939. BlackRock bought yesterday at 568, and as you can see all these numbers. But if you look at the grand total, they have 1.1 million Bitcoin total, and that's just crazy, man. When you think about it, that's a lot of Bitcoin. And to break it down a little further, here is the breakdown of the ETFs and their percentages and stuff like that. But if you look at the flows here, the daily and stuff like that. Again, I'll leave the links to all this stuff in the description box. So you can put it in your desktop. You can see that. So you can take a screenshot. And then down here, you can see all this stuff. Then the holdings, which I like, they'll show that in a visual. Even though MicroStrategy is not an ETF, they always put them up there. 527,000 for IBIT, which is Grayscale, which is absolutely insane, man. This is just craziness. But I'll go back to the overview, and you can see that here with this chart. This is one of my favorite charts right here. Go back to the beginning, show the whole flow, and you can see Grayscale at the top was winning, and then IBIT, aka BlackRock, just walked them down. You can see the dates and how many Bitcoin they have total. And BlackRock is just trying to take over the world, man. This is the same company that's owned by Larry Fink that said that Bitcoin is not that good just a few years ago. So crazy, right? How times have changed, guys. All right, so let's talk about some Bitcoin adoption here in 2025. We got a lot of news here. As you guys already know, there's charts and stuff like that. You can take a look at that. I try to find an up-to-date chart, but it shows mostly cryptos and stuff like that. And there's really no way to tell exactly how many different people are in Bitcoin. Because again, when you have wallets and, putting Bitcoin on the exchanges and stuff like that, you don't really know how many people actually own the Bitcoin, especially with the wallets. But we got a bright light real quick. But this right here, as we know, the Bitcoin Act. The U.S. lawmakers reintroduced the landmark bill, and what we know about this is phase 2, in my personal opinion, of the strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is actually putting it up to Congress to get it passed officially. So let's read this. The U.S. is moving forward with integrating Bitcoin into the financial system. Senators Cynthia Lummis and Nick Bijek, respectively out of Wyoming and Arkansas, have reintroduced the Bitcoin Act, which would establish a national Bitcoin reserve by purchasing 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. This follows President Donald Trump's recent executive order to create a federal Bitcoin reserve to make Bitcoin a strategic asset for the country. And here is the talking, what she said, written on X. She said, Cynthia Lummis. The Bitcoin Act, and also with the Bitcoin Act, they have to add in everything they had to rearrange everything they put in the executive order, basically saying, we got to have it budget friendly, not taken away from taxpayers and stuff like that. The Bitcoin Act has backing from multiple Republican lawmakers and a few Democrats too. We talked about that the other day, and outlines a plan to buy Bitcoin without using taxpayer money, like we talked about, budget friendly. Instead, the purchases will be funded through Federal Reserve remittances and gold certificates. Hopefully they'll do that, but we'll see. According to Senator Lummis, this is crucial for America's financial future. Absolutely. I'm with the master plan of Michael Saylor said, and just take all the gold and sell it for Bitcoin. That way we're not losing anything, and buy 5 million Bitcoin. Just call it a day. And I completely agree with that. I really do. But you guys can read the rest of this, and I'm telling you, man, this is a heck of a time to be alive. And these right here, guys, these are the states that these are the states that are trying to get a strategic Bitcoin reserve on the state level. So that's cool. I think once Governor Vivek Ramaswamy wins the mayor or wins the governor race, I believe his state will have the most Bitcoin in the country. I really believe that, even more than Texas, which I'll get into in a second. I think Texas is definitely the hub, but I don't think Vivek Ramaswamy is going to take that land down. And if Byron Donalds wins in Florida, he's going to be up there too because he likes Bitcoin. And speaking of Texas, this is from a couple weeks ago. You guys know this, but this is the SB 21 bill that was passed to buy some more Bitcoin. So let's take a look at this.
Senator Schwertner, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you, Senators, for the discussions. Move final passage of Committee Substitute Senate Bill 21 to bring Texas into the digital currency era.
Senator Schwertner moves final passage of Committee Substitute for Senate Bill 21. Secretary will call the roll.
Alvarado, Betancourt, Birdwell, Blanco, Campbell, Cook, Creighton, Eckhart, Flores.
Be 25 ayes and 5 nays. The bill is finally passed. Congratulations, Senator.
Historic. I mean, that's all you can say. That is absolutely historic, guys, because again, once one state does it and then other states does it, I mean, we're going to be off to the races, man. Let me show you something else with Texas real quick. Well, I'll show that in a second. But yeah, I mean, on the federal level, you got the strategic Bitcoin reserve at the minimum buying 200,000 using not taxpayer money, budget free, and I think the states are going to do that too. Uh, but I also think they're going to use taxpayer money too. But again, as an American, I'm very proud because again, the Democratic led states are going to be the last ones to adopt it. But getting this much Bitcoin on a federal level and then on the state level with a limited supply of only 21 million, what in the world do you guys think is going to happen to the price, man? I mean, this is a money that has a fixed supply and with an absolute scarcity, man. I mean, when you think about this, it's just like this is a steal right now. Anybody that's getting Bitcoin under $1 million, which again, I think that's the number where everything starts, you're so damn lucky, man. You really are. And even if you just now started buying, and I know the executive order in the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve just came out a couple of weeks ago, March 6th, or a week ago, you still can front run because they haven't bought any yet. They still have to sell off to BitNex and stuff like that. So we're in a heck of a spot right now, guys. We really are. All right, I wanted to show you this. This is from Austin, Texas. Take a look at this.
That is so awesome.
That's amazing.
Those are drones.
From the bottom, now we
Bitcoin. Love it. So cool.
Oh, it's so sick.
Crazy, man.
And it's reflecting off the water.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
That's amazing, man.
Yes.
There's a video. There's like a longer video, like 3-something minutes that talks about that. That shows the whole thing. But it was like I think it was like a Gemini commercial or something like that. But that's Austin, Texas. That's a blue city. But they're the hub of Bitcoin and probably in the country, to be honest, besides Nashville, Tennessee. But yeah, adoption's crazy. But listen to the great Michael Saylor what he talks about with the price.
Really kind of at a perfect inflection point, because it's not a slow motion train wreck, because that's the wrong metaphor. It's the opposite of a slow motion train wreck. It's a slow motion parade of wonderful things. They're all going to happen. We know they're going to happen. There's a 98% chance they're going to happen. I just can't tell you exactly the date they'll happen, but I think over the next 4 years, everything you could want that's good is going to happen. And so the market is discounting that. The market doesn't believe any of that. Right? So the idea that you could actually buy Bitcoin at 80,000 right now is a joke. What I said is, when the bank lets you buy it, when Bank of America lets you buy it, and you can just order it and buy $1 billion at a time, it'll cost you $1 million. And when the bank, when your traditional banker recommends it to you because it's growing 20% a year and it's risk-free in their opinion, it's going to cost you $10 million. And so you can wait until it's easy and risk-free and you'll pay 100 times as much. Or you can do the research and jump through a few hoops right now for Bitcoin and you get a 99% discount. With all these other things.
Crazy. He's absolutely right. Satoshis are so valuable right now, right? Think about it. How many Satoshis are you going to get when it hits $1 million? 100 for $1. That's it. When it hits $10 million, you're only going to get 10 Satoshis for $1. And it's going to hit it in our lifetime, guys. It just is. So with that being said, get yourself some free sats, man. Get yourself some free sats. I got a link down there below. Get yourself, if you are a Bitcoiner, you need to have the Fold card. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything. There is a paid one for like $10 a month. You don't have to get that. Just sign up, get you the Fold card, and your first purchase, if you use my link, you're gonna get 20,000 sats, right? And then go in there to the gift card part, and where you shop and buy food and stuff like that, buy a gift card and get your cash back, which are equal sats. And not only will you get the food that you're already gonna buy, but you're gonna get sats for doing it. So you got to sign up with that. So my link's below, and also sign up for ZBD, my link down there too. You can do some surveys and stuff like that, play some games, and you'll get some free sats. Because again, these sats are so important. Then Ember too. This is kind of like a gambling site. You can turn it on. It's mining sats for you for free. Just doing it because again, you got to do it while you can, man. Right? And then this one right here is S Miles. When you take a walk, just hit the start your walk and earn Bitcoin or Satoshis for exercising. You know? And again, how much of these sats are going to be worth when it's 1 million and 10 million? These sats are so important. They're a piece of the finite pie, guys. Okay. We have never seen money like this before. So take advantage of these free sats while you can. All right, guys, there you have it. As you can see here, this is the national debt. And again, I love what Doge is doing and everything else. It's a great thing. But at the end of the day, we're at $36 trillion in debt, right? And again, I appreciate Elon. I love what he's doing. I'm going to make a video about Elon probably on Sunday and what my plans are going to be with Elon Musk. But again, within a broken system, you can't fix it with a broken system. You just can't do it. And there's only one way, guys, to stop this crazy inflation, the overspending. We got a spending problem in this country, and also pay off this national debt. And if you've been here long enough, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.